Introduce to you Susanna from the least of these Carolinas who have been working hard. I want you to give just a few moments of your time.
Thank you. Thank y'all for having me. I'm sorry the video is boring for some people. No, I couldn't be here every night, but I thought if we can put together a video to share our heart. And Least of These Carolinas has been around for 10 years, and honestly, my journey to being a foster parent started here because my very first foster son went to this school. And so I think God doesn't make mistakes, and it's not a mistake that I'm here tonight to share this with you. But Least of These Carolinas does a lot of things. So there's some people out here that you think you can't be a foster parent, and I get that. And let us have a conversation about that with you before you decide that's not what you can do. Everyone is not called to be a foster parent, and I get that. But we absolutely, every single one of us are called to serve vulnerable children. And you can all do that. Chris, stand up. Chris does it by being a camp counselor at Bridge Camp with 150 children that are in foster care. Did you stand up? You did not. Stand up. There you go. If he can do it, anybody can do it. No. I'll have to say, though, we are still lacking 3 or 4 men as camp counselors. And these are not necessarily college students. We need daddies. Do you know how many of these kids have never seen a daddy and their love? Do you know how many kids come to our camp and when they're leaving, they're crying so hard because nobody's ever told them that they loved them? So I really encourage you tonight to find out more about camp, to find out more about what you can do in foster care, because we can all do something, okay? Even if you're older. One time I had this little old lady, she's so precious. She said, "What can I do? I don't know what I can do." I said, "Can you pray?" She said, "Oh, I can do that." I said, "Then get on your knees and you pray for these babies." Because I feel like Satan, once they come into foster care, he just goes ahead and he puts them on his side. He's like, "Oh, I don't have to worry about them anymore." But I'm here to tell you, the Big C Church, he needs to worry if the Big C Church ever gets a true heart for children in foster care. Because you said it's 600 churches, that's more than enough foster homes. We just need one foster home from each church, and we've got too many homes and not enough kids, and that would be a great problem to have. But I wanted to read some scripture to you. Also, Shonda's here. She's the one that's been on the video, and she has fostered 54 children, not all at the same time. She tickled me because the other morning she came to work and said, "How's it going? How'd it go?" And she's like, "Oh, they were great." Somebody, and I don't know, that lady may be here, but somebody came and she said, I can't be a foster parent, I'm a grandparent. And she said, "Oh, really? Then you should never tell Shonda Gibbs that you can't be a foster parent." Okay, number one mistake. She said, "If your grandchildren came into care, would you open your house to them?" She's like, "Excuse me?" She's like, "If your grandchildren needed a place to stay, would you open your house to them?" And she said, "I got to go find my husband and pray some more about this." You're not too old if you're a grandparent. That doesn't mean anything, okay? If not, if nothing, you're more equipped as a grandparent, okay? Let me just read the scripture to you. Matthew 25:40 says, "And the king will answer them, 'Truly I say to you, as you did it for one of the least of these, my brothers, you did it for me.'" And you know the verses before that and what it says, but this is the part that just really breaks my heart. Because if you can't leave here and do something for vulnerable children, then this is pretty much what you're saying. "For I was hungry and you gave me no food. I was thirsty and you gave me no drink. I was a stranger and you did not welcome me. I was naked, you did not clothe me. I was sick in prison and you did not visit me." Then they also will answer saying, "Lord, when did we see you hungry or thirsty or a stranger or naked or sick or in prison and did not minister to you?" And then he will answer to them saying, "Truly I say to you, as you did not do it to one of the least of these, you did not do it to me." So those 450 children, they represent, that's the name I'm trying to get that word in my mind. They represent Jesus. And he is asking us to please serve these children. We have created houses in Gaston County called the Hummingbird House because kids are sleeping on the floor on cots at DSS. The church should be ashamed. We have the answer to the problem. We just have to open up our homes and open up our hearts. And it's not easy, and I'll tell you that. But Lisa These Carolinas will be there for you every step of the way. Shonda Hibbs is a phone call away. I'm a phone call away. It is scary, but we are here for you guys. So if you will just think about taking that you know what somebody said? You keep saying yes until he tells you to say no. So I'm going to ask y'all tonight, keep saying yes to children in foster care until he tells you to say no. And I'm going to be out back at the end of this, and so is Shonda, and we would love to talk to y'all about becoming a foster parent, or at least taking that next step. Maybe it's volunteering at camp. Chris would love to have you there. I would love to have you there. Maybe it's coming into our office. Maybe it's something else. But whatever God's laid on your heart for these vulnerable children, come talk to us about it. We would love to talk to you. I think that's it. Do I got more time? You want me to keep going? You want me to preach? Somebody said to preach, but I don't know. I'm a Baptist girl, so I don't know if I can do that. Oh my goodness. I will tell you a little bit about me. Me and my husband have adopted 2 children from foster care. One, she was 2 years old, and now she's 12 years old. And 2 years ago, we got it was just an extreme joy to lead her to Jesus. And I don't know if that would have happened if she had been adopted into another home. I don't know. And we have also adopted, he was actually a 19 years old. You have to be a pretty good kid to be adopted as an adult. And I've got a pretty good kid. His name is Chris. And him and his wife, he's 27, he has a baby of his own, and they are fostering as well. And so we have walked that path, me and my husband, and we know how hard it is. So I would love to talk to you, but you guys, what if y'all just started a revival for foster care in this church, in this denomination? Wouldn't that be great if y'all made the Baptists look bad? I think that would be great. Because then when I go to the Baptist church, I could say, why don't y'all do what they're doing over there? It's working. I'm just kidding. We're not in competition. It's a Big C church, okay? But we need some more people, so I hope to talk to every single one. Don't sneak out these doors. You come right in there and you talk to me, or you talk to Shonda. We also have Roland, who is a guardian ad litem, and that's a voice for a child in court. So if maybe you're a little older and you think maybe you don't know what you could do, you could definitely be a voice for a child in court, because these kids deserve to have their voice heard. They absolutely do. And they deserve to be loved, and they deserve to know who Jesus is. And so the Big C Church has got to take a hold of that and get these kids to know Jesus. So thank you guys for having me tonight. I'm excited. All right. Who do I give the microphone to?